Hey, good morning bees. I know it's been a little while since our last video, but you know, I can assure you the work over here at the apiary hasn't stopped. And today I thought I'm gonna, you know, take you with me as the weather is finally lovely. As you can see, you can probably hear the birds singing, and as you can see, I'm just, you know, getting the smoker going because just light this bad boy up nicely. It's probably the quickest way to do it. And little tip, tree bark, it does a really good job, you know, as fuel for your smoker. Alright, that should be alright. I'll get it going manually. Right, so as you can, you know, see around me, our hives have slowly but surely been expanding. And today we're going to check on, you know, every single one of them, because we're now going into swarming season, right? And what we need to do is start cleaning up, you know, queen cells that the bees may have already, you know, laid, to prevent that family from swarming, so we can keep the numbers in and, you know, have a nice strong family. And let's see what these girls have got for us today. I'm gonna place that to the side. So we're gonna start off with a little inspection. What I like to do is, before I open them up, is just give them a little bit of smoke to calm them down and move them away. Nice and easy. Alright, give it a little shake, because you got bees under there, and then place it very carefully to the side without killing any bees underneath. Right, see, we only got the edges. Right, look at that. These guys have been expanding very nicely. I gave them these, you know, this entire box with empty frames, you know, for them to build on, and let's see how they've done and if they're, you know, going to be able to take on another box. But we shall find out very shortly. Most importantly, we're gonna check all the frames with the brood on and see if they've got any queen cells laid. Okay, so the end ones, I mean the end frames, are always going to be honey and pollen, as you can see right here. See that shiny gold? That's honey. Right, I'm just gonna place it to the side. That's one reason why I've done, you know, the beehive stands like this, so I can use it as a frame holder. They seem to be getting a little bit agitated, so we're gonna give them a little bit of smoke, get them in between the frames. My smoker seems to be dying away again, which is frustrating, but it's doing the job for now. Okay, let's see what they've built. Okay, this is completely empty around both sides, but they have built the cells, so they are yet to fill it up either with brood or pollen and honey, or maybe a bit of both. Let's see the next one. Okay, so over here they haven't built up the cells as nicely. This side seems better. Can't see any eggs from the queen, so they got two spare frames in here that they haven't done anything with, which is interesting. If they haven't done anything on those frames, that means there is a higher chance that they're not swarming yet, because bees naturally start swarming whenever, you know, they start running out of space and resources. Okay, this one seems occupied, so it should have brood in it. When it's got that many bees on it, you know they are taking care of something. Yeah, that is right. This entire frame is filled with eggs, and I can see, yep, it's already started to develop. I mean the brood. And around this side, as you can see, some cells have been sealed off already. Okay, can't see any queen cells around there. Okay, so the brood starts from here, which is quite a bit actually. So it seems like it's got around 7 frames filled up with brood, which is a good thing, because depends on, you know, depending on what we find out next, they might be ready to take on another box with another 10 frames, you know, for them to get their teeth stuck in. Nice and easy. Okay. As you can see, all we've got here is just brood. All the brood, which is, you know, due to hatch in the very near future, as it's been sealed off already. And the natural cycle of the bee from a larvae to, you know, it crawling out the cell takes 21 days. Whilst interestingly the queen takes only about 16. But then she takes about 4 or 5 days, roughly a week. See, and got agitated, you know, for her to get settled and, you know, get fertile and start laying eggs. So that rounds about it to 21 days as well. I don't know, in beekeeping it seems like the number 21 is very special. Let's just put them closer. Nice and easy. There you go. They're not very happy this morning. I don't know why. Perhaps I've started a little bit too early this morning, but you know, the sun's shining. It's just over 12 degrees, which is the minimum I look for when, you know, deciding when to open up the beehives. I want to give them a cold. Okay, can't see any queen cells over here either. If there are going to be any queen cells, I mean, they haven't even shown any signs of swarming yet. They are showing some signs of aggressiveness. If they only understood that, you know, the more cooperative they are, the quicker I get my job done, the quicker I'll leave them alone. Yeah, bless. Okay, this smoke has gone out again. This is, you know, some of the frustrating things beekeepers get on with, or I don't know if it happens to other people, but I always seem to have a bit of drama going with the smoker. It's like whenever I need it, you know, starting the day, you know, just getting to work, it just keeps dying like this, right? I know I don't use it that often, but it's just frustrating. And just towards the end of the day, you know, when I'm pretty much all finished, and you know, once I'm done, the smoker just goes crazy and doesn't want to stop. Murphy's Law, I guess. Okay, let's go, let's go, let's go. I need that smoke, because these guys seem to be quite aggressive today. Right. Okay, looking better. Alright, shoo now. Come on, girls. You'll be fine. Just get between the frames and I'll be out of your hair as soon as possible. Nope, can't find any queen cells over here. So what that tells me, well, it basically telling me good news. The expansion of this hive doesn't make the bees feel like they are running out of space and resources, so therefore they're not looking to swarm as yet. But looking at how much brood they have, and more importantly how many alive bees they have, you know, to look after that brood. We've got a bunch of, yep, we've got a bunch of eggs over here as well. Like, the queen is doing a fantastic job. No complaints on that front. Yep, it's got a ton of eggs inside as well. So let's just place that one nice and slow. Right back in here. Put it together, check for bees. And let's have a look at the final two. Oops. They seem to be finishing off the cells in terms of, you know, building them up. Can't see any brood on here. And then got a honey frame over there. Okay. So what they have is a bunch of, you know, working bees which can take care of brood, but they've also got, what's that, 2, 4, 5. They got 5 frames filled up with brood, you know, around both sides. So what that tells me is that I could, you know, push them a little. You know, normally what I would like to see is actually a little bit more, you know, bees which I've already hatched, you know, to take care of things. I'd like to see a little bit more, but I could give these guys a little push and let them build as much as they can prior, you know, the time, you know, for them to start collecting nectar from the acacia and linden trees, which are their main source of food where we are here in you know, the mountains. Let's see if I'll be able to turn the camera that much further back, if you can see them right behind these trees, but I'll show them to you another time properly. Okay, so what do you guys reckon? Good idea. I'm gonna get these guys expanded onto another corpus. I'm gonna push these ones back nice and easily, making sure there's no bees left in between. Okay. Right, I'll be right back. I'm gonna have to go inside, get us the box. Actually, let me show you. I'm gonna get the box, get some frames. Okay, here we have a whole bunch of frames. We've got about 10, and our lovely harvesting equipment. Now we grab one of those. Ugh. And we head back out. Alright, boys. Biggie's coming to say hello. Right. Here we go. Okay. Let's start prepping. Alright, I'm going to have to get these cutouts, have them, you know, assembled over here. We've put 3 around each side, and what you do is you take a couple of frames which have got you know, some honey on them, you know, taken from elsewhere. I've got some put aside from, you know, some hives that didn't make it through the year, and I'm now using their honey to expand our current hives quicker. So hang on a minute. I hate these gloves so much, but can't really do without them. I swell quite bad, so we leave the space, you know, just for a couple in here. Might even move one out the way to give a little bit more space, make sure we don't, you know, squash any bees. So the way I do it, you know, in terms of expanding hives, is I, you know, do this setup as I showed you over there with two honeycombs around each side, and then I'll take fresh brood like eggs or larvae that's just about, you know, to get sealed off, because that is effectively the, you know, where the worker bees will be taking care of them. So it's important to not move, you know, the way the frame is facing. Okay, so I've taken it out this way, and that's the front which will be going in. So I'll just place it nice and slowly, because it's very important to be careful, because, whoops, okay, when you're moving honeycombs with eggs or, you know, just freshly laid brood, there is a very high chance that the queen might be on there. Okay, see, these guys are quite aggressive. I'll give them a little shake and they'll calm down in a second. So you've got to be careful with those. I'm just gonna push them aside. What's Beaky and Tupac doing there? What are they barking at? Anyways, so the idea is, if the queen is not on one of these frames that we're about to move, oops, there we go. You know, the fact that, you know, this box has got, you know, brood in it or eggs, that will attract her to go up, and the worker bees will be stimulated, well, incentivized to start building the surrounding honeycomb, so the queen can, you know, continue laying, because they always look for the highest part of the hive to get their business done, as they can, you know, most easily maintain the temperatures that they require inside the hive. So now we're going to replace these again, one of those, and for them to start building on it, because these two have been built already, we place it right next to the brood, the sealed off brood, as you can see in here, this frame, right? Then we slowly push the bees from the side and close it off. Then we're going to push in one of the built frames. So what now should happen is that they'll start building onto this frame, and this one, which is, you know, 95% complete, they'll probably start filling up with honey and pollen. So after a little while, after about, you know, 3 or 4 days, I'm going to open them up and rotate some of these frames so they can, you know, prioritize them too. And that's just how we do it. So now we get one more base. Goes in. There we go. Now we bring back the end honeycomb. Hang on, girls. Take nice and slowly, making sure we don't squash any bees. This one is quite curved, but it's gonna last this season. Gonna get rid of it for the next one. So let's see now. Let's try and get these girls off the edge. Alright girls, come on, come on. I need you to go inside now. Right. this way. Then we place the final frame inside. Very aggressive today. Certainly wasn't like that last week I opened them up. Come on girls, get out of the way now. I've got to get this done. I'm almost finished. Okay, there we go. Where is my tool? Oh, here it is. Round them up nicely. And now let's take them around slowly. Go around like this. And now we just slowly twist and turn so we don't kill any bees in the process. Come on. Okay. Looking good. Yeah, right. Let's just now bring this back on. Lovely. And this one is almost as tall as I am. Wow. So here we have it, guys. In about a month's time we're going to have, you know, the acacia and the linden going off, so that'll be the time. Well, about 10 days prior to that, well, 10 to 14 days prior, I'm going to have the queens restricted. So what will happen, they will stop laying eggs, and the point of that is once all the bees have hatched, you know, they will have no brood to look after, basically prioritize. So the priority will become them collecting honey, and yeah, afterwards we'll be looking to extract whatever sweet nectar they manage to bring us in. Alright guys, hope you're having a good day, and I'm gonna crack on and repeat this process for all of the hives that you see around me.